These are truly strange times we're living in right now. If you're an individual who finds themselves in a position to be earning income from home, you may find yourself struggling to be productive and maintain your sanity. I've been working from home since last May, and it definitely took a lot of adjustment, and there was a big learning curve there, much bigger than I thought there would be. So today I'm going to share some of the techniques I've used to help myself stay more productive, as well as some gear picks to help this situation be more manageable for you both mentally and physically. You ready? Let's go! Yo, I'm Brian P. You're watching Bad Seed Tech, and today we're talking about what you can do if you find yourself working from home to maintain your productivity and your sanity. First things first, when you're setting up your workspace, you'll likely find yourself doing that in a place that was not intended for that. Some of you may be lucky enough to have a nice desk outfitted for what you're doing. Most people will not. So two things here. The most important is to find a space that's out of the way. If you're sitting at the kitchen table or somewhere in the middle of the house, if you have kids, you're gonna have a bad time. You have to be able to isolate yourself as much as possible because working from your own home, you're gonna be surrounded by distractions all day that you're not gonna have in a regular office environment. And with everybody home, you're gonna be trying to focus, competing with background noise from the TV, video games, your kids playing, the dog needing to go out, etc. If you live in a building like I do, you may even discover neighbors you never even knew you had. Guys that really like a lot of bass in their music at 1 in the afternoon, or dudes that rage scream at 2K all day long. My most important weapon of choice since everyone has been home from work has been a decent set of noise-canceling Bluetooth headphones. Now, if you can't or don't want to shell out $300 for a pair of Sonys or Bose, you can check out the PH805 from Philips, makers of the Ship 9500s and the Fidelios. I've seen these right now for as low as $140. I would say the build quality is maybe not on par with some of the higher end stuff. Like the materials and the mechanisms do feel a bit cheaper. They don't feel fragile by any means, just not as premium, especially like on the controls, which you would expect at this price point. The audio sounds great though, and while the bass still sounds a little too much for some stuff, it's not as bloated as some I've heard. It's rated for approximately 25 hours of battery life as well, and it's comfortable for extended wear. Clamping force isn't bad, it's not too heavy. The pads do have a tendency to get a little toasty after a while. This is also the first time that I've used noise-canceling headphones with no music, just simply for the noise reduction. It helps immensely. The mics are perfectly suitable for taking a call as well, and wireless is a godsend if you're taking conference calls at home, because if you're spending 90% of your time on mute, you have total freedom to multitask. It also comes with a nice hard case. It's everything you'd expect from a flagship Bluetooth active noise canceling headphone, and it rivals the sound quality without the big price tag. Working from home, your phone is your enemy. It's way too distracting. So I like to use headphones like this in conjunction with a productivity technique from like the late 80s, early 90s called the Pomodoro technique. The only requirement here is a timer, which you can do on your phone. The basic idea here is that you're gonna work focused and uninterrupted for 25 minutes, and then you're gonna break for 5 minutes. After you complete 4 of those cycles, you break for a full 20 minutes, and then you start the cycle again. Now, 2 key points here to really make this work. Number 1, leave your phone on Do Not Disturb or Airplane. You do not need to react to every notification immediately. The second thing is that when your break hits, get up. Walk away from your desk. Go get some sun on your face, refill your water, whatever. Just get away from your workspace. I like an app called Focus Timer for iOS because you can set the intervals custom. They also have an audible clock like TikTok sound, which can be helpful for focus, kind of like an ASMR type thing, or you can completely disable it. The audio and the alarms both still work while Airplane or D&D are active. If you have a sit-stand desk, this is a good time to change positions during your long break. If you don't have one, it's a great time to stretch or foam roll in between sessions. I also use a posture brace for a couple hours in the morning because it reminds me to sit up straight and keep my shoulders back. And if used regularly in the morning, it will train you in time to be conscious of how you sit at your desk. This one's from Primate Posture, and I think I got it for like 25 or 30 bucks. It's well worth it. Once you start working from home, you may find that you've taken the lighting in your office building for granted. Your home workspace may be blessed with loads of natural light, and if it is, I'm happy for you. I really am. I'm not that lucky. My home office space was really dim. It did not inspire me creatively, and it definitely didn't feel inviting. Depending on how much real estate you have on your desktop, a large desk lamp may not be the answer for you either. I combat this in two ways. One is with an RGB light strip on the back of the desk. There are cheap options for this and higher end options. I use a Philips Hue light strip. I promise this video is not sponsored by Philips in any way. You can use whatever you want to. I like this because I can change the color of my lighting to fit my mood or my task, or sometimes just for the sake of changing it up. I also use this BenQ Screenbar Plus. I absolutely love this thing. It's pricey for a lighting solution. It's like $99 for the base model. I went for the $130 Plus model because it has this little puck on the desk that lets you control the temperature, brightness, and the on-off functions. It slides right on top of your monitor and illuminates your desk without throwing light on your screen. This is a godsend if you have moved from backlit keycaps, you find yourself working in a dim environment, and you find yourself fumbling around looking for a key from time to time. Being able to adjust the throw of the light, like the angle and the temperature, is amazing. Sometimes you may prefer a warm light. It also has auto functions by reading the amount of light in the room, and it obviously never gets in the way either, and it runs off USB power. There are much cheaper versions of this style of light on Amazon, but the reviews are pretty hit or miss, so it's at your own risk. I've been using this one literally every day for a few months now, and I've had zero issues with it whatsoever. It will be a staple wherever my workspace is from now until forever. And when you do find yourself staring face to face with that monitor all day long, especially if it's an older panel or one with limited options for blue light control, I highly recommend you pick up a pair of blue light glasses. I straight up 100% thought these were a meme until I used them. This pair is from Glassy Eyewear, a company owned by brothers Vince and Mike Mo Capaldi. You might know Mike Mo for being a badass pro skater in the SoCal area, and if not, you really should. When I went full-time YouTube, sitting in front of this giant 32-inch panel all day, my eyes would feel smoked by the end of the day. Once I started wearing these, that stopped cold. These are also great for transitioning to bedtime. If you find yourself often working late into the night, put these on, you eliminate that blue light, and it helps your brain wind down right before bed. The only caveat here is that any professional work, like color grading and whatnot, will obviously be affected, so you'll have to pull these off to finish your final grade or photo editing. Glassy also does prescriptions and really nice sunglasses as well, and in general is just a really cool small company run by some awesome people. Check them out. So that's pretty much what gets me through my work days. A couple little odds and ends here. Video meetings are gonna be a bigger deal, so grab a decent 1080p webcam if you don't have one already. You don't have to go crazy. Like a basic Logitech C920 works fine, though you may prefer something with a privacy screen to keep the FBI guy in the dark. And don't be the jerk off on the call with the terrible mic. So I really recommend you grab a mod mic of some sort or a V-Moda Boom Pro if your headphones take that 3.5mm in. The mod mic uni is really versatile in terms of hookups. It sounds great, works with just about every headphone out there, and it'll run you about $50. And depending on the location of your workspace, like we talked about earlier, if you're gonna use wired headphones at your desk, do yourself a favor and get a closed back pair if you don't already own one. This is not only for your sanity, but for those around you. You guys are gonna be spending a lot of time together, a lot more time with the family, and everybody's gonna need their space. Nobody wants to spend their day listening to a lower volume version of whatever music you're listening to or the sounds of war constantly emitting from the back of your open back headphones. My options are pretty expensive. I use the DT177X Go, the Mr. Speakers Ether CX, or the Fostex TRX00 Ebonies, but you can grab a pair of ATM40X, a Sony HDR7506, or a DT700 and be more than fine. Of course, all the usual advice still applies. Make sure you schedule your start and stop time each day. Get on a routine. Brush your teeth and shower every day in the morning so you don't feel like a scrub. Drink more water than coffee throughout the day. Schedule time to stop and eat throughout the day. Resist the urge to just snack at your desk. Schedule days off. That is huge, and I don't do it enough. I always feel way more energized and creative coming back off a day that I took 100% just for me to do the things I enjoy to decompress. If you find yourself missing the gym, now is an excellent time to try yoga in the comfort of your own home without feeling like some bro at the gym is judging you. There's really no downside. It increases your flexibility and it makes you really aware of your posture, both in like how you're just sitting throughout the day, and later when you get back to strength training, you'll be really surprised at how much more aware of your body you are on your different lifts. And it's generally just good for your breathing, your focus, and your mood. There are plenty of places on YouTube to get started. What, did you think I was gonna have B-roll of me doing yoga in there? Not a chance, pal. It's an adjustment for sure, and if not managed well, can really impact your productivity overall, where every day starts to blur into like this half-assed day off, half workday thing and nothing's really moving forward. You get too many of those back to back and the stress of feeling like you're falling behind will start to get to you. Even little stuff like just keeping your workspace organized and clean goes a really long way. Managing your mental health becomes a lot more important, and not just for you, but for those people around you that you care about that have to interact with you all day. As always, links for everything we talked about today down in the description. Any questions, hit me in the comments or drop by the Discord. And that's it for this time. I'm Brian P. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and until next time, stay up.